What's going on, everybody? This is Will again, obviously, because my name appears right on the top of the video. Even though Dan Badandi sometimes will still mess up my name, even though it's right there. But it's Will, again, for Demand the Truth. And I'm not here pretending to be some type of journalist. I'm just an activist. I just take information that is factual and non-debatable, and I convey it to other people. And my whole idea is to try to get us working together peacefully so that all these problems I'm exposing can come to an end. So that's what I'm here to do. And, I always will put on my videos because I always get trolls every once in a while on my video, and they'll say, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're wrong, you're an idiot, da-da-da, whatever, which is cool. I see Richard watching. Richard, thanks for coming to the State House and supporting Enrique the other day. But they'll always say all this other stuff, and I always say, hey, Shannon, thank you very much for your prayers, Shannon. That's very, very much appreciated. So I think it's interesting because, and again, anybody that was coming out to the State House lately, awesome, thanks. But I always challenge the people that call me crazy, whether in real life or social media. I'll say, well, what can you show me anything that I've said which is factually incorrect? And full disclosure, I have made mistakes before. In one of my earlier videos, I mistakenly said that Bohemian Grove was located in Florida. I don't even know why I said that. It's in Northern California. I've since then done way more research on them, but that was just a misstatement. I've never done anything purposely incorrect. I have made mistakes like a human being, but besides that, I don't know. I'm not purposely trying to lead anybody, but I'll get right into these articles. There's two articles I want to go over. One is from just the other day, and I want to give a big shout out to Mike Minot. I'm thinking it's Minot. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his last name, but he runs a lot of groups on Facebook, and he has a lot of really cool information. So check out his page. It's Mike, Minott, and I was looking through, and this article came up. So shout out to him for uncovering this article. I have two articles at least I'll go through, and then I want to make one very important point about myself, and not just myself, but all activists, all people that are out there. So that's very, very important. Probably one of the most important things I've said, and it's about myself and other activists. So I'll leave that quickly to end, but I'm not going to go take super long here. So I'll just get into it. But thanks, Mike. And then so I'll show you these articles, and we can get into it. Boom. Okay. So this one right here. Scottish child abuse inquiry. Boys raped by priests at, quote, satanic parties. And let me see if I can't fix this phone so it's in a way you guys can see a little better. Sorry for this here. I'm setting up a new a new taping device, so you're going to have to deal with my shaky, over-caffeinated hand for a sec. But, so there's a child abuse inquiry. Witness told how he was raped by priest during satanic drink-fueled sex parties. Dave Sharp also described a catalog of sexual, physical, and emotional violence at St. Ninian's in Falkland, Fife between 1971 and 1975, and this is in Scotland. Mr. Sharp from Glasgow said the abuse had left him with, quote, lifelong trauma. The independent Scottish child abuse inquiry is looking in detail at historical abuse of children in residential care. And so you see right here, just for the sake of my shakes. I'm normally like a very hyperactive person anyway, so I'm not going to put you guys through that because I get enough complaints already about how my camera works, so I've been working on it. But so it's a Catholic-run home care in Fife in Scotland, and he told how he was groomed by one of the religious brothers who would tell him he loved him, which no one had ever done before. Then the 12-year-old was later raped. The abuse was taking place in the shower rooms where the witness was made to stand in the dark through the night as a punishment. And so what you have here is more, and the crazy thing about this is, too, it's like the witnesses and the people involved in this inquiry and the rape, and I'll give you the article one more time just so you guys can look it up. This is out of the BBC here, okay? This is the article right now. I'll give it to you. We'll move on to the next point. And then we can take any of your any questions that you guys have or any things that you want to talk about. And I also want to talk about one more thing after that. But the headline is out of the BBC. And the BBC, for anybody that doesn't know, is probably, arguably, the most mainstream mouthpiece of anything that you could find anywhere. So this isn't like some blog here. BBC News, Scottish child abuse inquiry. Boys raped by priests at satanic parties. This is just the other day, June 7th, 2019. So you see, this is a brand new article and that this is going on. But this reportedly occurred several years ago, back in the 70s. But we don't know if it's ever stopped or what's going on. But it's interesting to me that somebody, and I'm sorry to laugh, but laughing is somehow the only way I can deal with this stuff because it's so absurd and so ridiculous. Like, I mean, I guess it's such a weird juxtaposition of me seeing the fact that these people are Catholics, and yet the people describing what happened, they're describing that as satanic. So, I mean, that just goes to show you right there. And the Catholic Church, I'll also say, too, the Catholic Church is very interesting because it came out in West Virginia recently, massive abuse, and we have also in Pennsylvania, it came out in Pennsylvania that 300 priests molest thousands of kids, and the number one priest in charge at the time was just rotating these people around, these priests around, to abuse and cover it up. And the number two didn't get taken down. He's actually the bishop here right now in Rhode Island. And I've confronted him. Go to my YouTube channel and check it out. He says, oh yeah, it's not a big deal. It was already reported, so I feel like I didn't have anything to do. So that's really crazy. Shout outs to Enrique watching. Shout outs to Dale watching. Dale from Demand the Truth. Shout outs. I got my local troll, Schaffer. He's the local pervert, the local troll. He's a really creepy weirdo. And he watches everything that I do, but it's cool. I like it because it gets more views and more comments. Just kidding. But so, yeah, we've got the Scottish child abuse inquiry. Boys raped by priests at satanic parties. You got this stuff going on yet again. And then I'll cover this other article. This is from 2014, and I've actually covered it before, but it just resurfaced. It just resurfaced here, and it's been shared again. This is from 2014. And this is from the Express out in the UK. I'm going to flip the camera around again, so watch out. Shakes are coming. Nope, thought it was. Here we go. All right. So this is out of the Express. We can't prove sex with children does them harm, says labor-linked NCCL. The NCCL is a lobbying. It's kind of like the ACLU in a way over here, which is interesting, and that goes to my point, which I'll get to later, but these so-called civil liberties unions are really interesting because the ACLU here in Rhode Island, we have Enrique who's watching. Enrique is somebody that just does First Amendment audits, and he is a minority, and all he does is takes his camera, his phone, and he expresses his First Amendment right to do legally in a public, lawful place. He's gotten arrested over that. So this guy is a minority, right? This guy is a minority, not doing anything illegal, just filming in a legal, lawful place. And guess what? They give him trouble, they give him crap, but meanwhile, the labor-linked NCLL, just like the ACLU over there, says we can't prove sex with children does them harm. And interestingly enough, they can't take up a poor minority who's just expressing his rights and doesn't have anything violent at all about him, but they can go to rescue pedophiles. And the interesting thing about that is locally here, the Rhode Island ACLU, I have a video that I have yet to release. But the other day I went up to the head of, and thanks to well, I'm going to leave that remain nameless for this point, but I went up to the head of the ACLU and I said, hey, what do you think about this kid Enrique from Auditing in America just exercising his free speech? And I don't know, I don't know if I've heard about that, whatever, I don't know. But there was some pedophile in Cranston who did his time, served his time, and there was a whole bunch of people outside of his house, and they're protesting outside of his house. that he was a pedophile. So the Cranston, Rhode Island cops made up something about him and got him out of there. And even the ACLU stuck up for that pedophile and said, hey, he served his time, he did his thing, but they can't make a statement about Enrique for his First Amendment. So can we get some equality here? Right? So anyways, so the last point I wanted to make, and then I will check the chat if you guys have any information. In the 70s was called Liberty, run by there's a lot of pedophilia going on and has been in the UK, Brian, and with Ted Heath, and Theresa May has some interesting connections to that as well, and so that's interesting. But I wanted to talk about. So let me just say let me just make one more point, and this is I've been wanting to get this off my chest for a while. And here it is. So this is very important to me. And this doesn't go for me. This goes for all activists. So when activists, I'm not at this point yet, but when activists get to a certain point and maybe they're offending the wrong person and maybe enough people are listening to what they have to say, and not only just listening but taking peaceful action alongside them, then they start a smear campaign. So, for example, Martin Luther King Jr., and they're still coming up with stuff now, they tried to say, and even if this stuff is true, before when it was unproven, they tried to have this crazy smear campaign against him, and it was all untrue. It's COINTELPRO. Anybody can look that up. It's declassified FBI. Just look it up, COINTELPRO, where they tried to smear and infiltrate leaders. And so it's happened a number of times. So sometimes when people get too close to the truth, like Martin Luther King Jr., or even lower level people, they'll say, you're a racist, you're an anti-Semite, you hit women, or you're a pedophile. And then automatically people will be like, I'm staying away from that person. And everything that person ever said or done is wrong now, and I can't stand behind him. So I'd like to say this right now. I've been, especially because of what I do, I try to expose pedophilia. I've been, as you guys know, I work on trying to find the missing kids with DCYF and just the entire system of DCYF here in Rhode Island. Trying to, you guys know, just go back and look at my YouTube videos. I think there's nobody more oppressed than these little kids and what's really going on. 800,000 kids every year go missing in the U.S. Where the hell do they all go? Some of them come back, but all of them don't. So as I continue to do this and try to work on this, invariably I'm going to upset some people. And so I had a conversation with a woman, and somebody retweeted one of my videos, and she reached out to me, and she said, hey, look, I expose pedophiles, and here's how I do it. I'm not going to tell you her methods. Anybody that wants to check out my YouTube videos, I got some really great stuff on there. I've got me undercover at Comet Ping Pong Pizza, and I got them hailing Satan, and kids dancing on tables to Katy Perry. I kissed a girl and I liked it. That's YouTube.com/Demand the Truth. You got me at Bilderberg. You got me, all my old radio shows interviewing CIA whistleblowers, TED speakers, all the cool people that I've had on my show. So, yeah, I'm reading some of the comments, but you type so much and you troll so hard I can't read them all and keep my train of thought at the same time. So long story short, I talked to this woman. She's like, hey, Will, I like what you're doing. This is what I do. This is how I do it. Have you thought about this? Have you done this? And I can see the bus is pulling up. Art, what up? And she's like, have you considered this? Have you thought about it? And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And so we're going back and forth. And I was like, look, you have a lot of really great statistics, a lot of really great information. I want you to talk about this. Let's do an interview. And she said, okay, great, let's set it up. So we're working on setting up that interview. And she said, hey, Will, I just want you to know that people are going to harass you. They're going to try to dock. Once you get involved in this level of stuff, and it's all peaceful here, all legal, by the way, what I'm doing. Once you get involved in this level of stuff, people are going to come out and they're going to say that you're this, you're that, and they could even call you a pedophile, Will. So I want to address that for all activists. They did that for a lot of things. Now, right now, there's the First Amendment audits. You guys, I'm having an open audit on my phone and my laptop at all times. So you guys see me in the streets, if you guys want to hit me up and I can share my screen on my laptop and my phone, I will share my phone and my laptop with you. First of all, you guys can look me up online, William Turbot. I've been arrested before. I've got one dismissed for freedom of speech, filming in a free area. I've also been arrested a couple times for a suspended license. But you guys can look me up. I've never hit a woman, never raped a kid, never done anything like that. I have absolutely no sexual attraction towards minors whatsoever, would never and ever do that. So anybody can audit me. But here's the thing. Going back to my point, and I'll say two more things. I'll finish up, and if you guys have any questions or comments, I'll take those. But so Vault 7 was exposed by WikiLeaks, and it's a CIA tool which basically allows them to wirelessly implant things on people's computers or devices, or also they could say that somebody in Russia was actually somebody in Venezuela, right? On their IP or whatever. So they could fake stuff on my computer, your computer, anybody's computer. Like I said, the FBI was trying to put all this crap on Martin Luther King Jr. and all these other civil rights leaders and many other people through COINTELPRO, and that still goes on. I could give you more and more examples. So I just wanted to say all that to say this. Look, they could put anything on me at any time, and you guys can go and check out my stuff. You guys can go look me up in my background online. You guys can see everything that I've ever done and stood for. And, that wouldn't still stop them from putting something on my computer and saying, oh, Will's a racist, Will's a rapist, Will's a anti-Semite, Will's a pervert, has child porn, or whatever, right? So, this is the most important thing that I have to say. Even if they try to, come and take me or do anything or say that I did it, first of all, don't believe them. But second of all, even if you do believe them, which is fine, just go through, like Pat Crowley said. He said, I've seen the body of your work. I've seen the body of your work. Well, if you saw the body of my work, then you know we've done countless homeless drives, countless park cleanups. We've confronted the politicians on stuff. I've confronted the Clintons. I've went to the real power structure. I've done my work, okay? So even if they try to claim that I'm some sort of this or that or whatever they try to say one day, guess what? It doesn't make a difference, because look back on what I said, and it's all true. They can come and whatever. They can say whatever they want about me and come and take me away, but everything that I said is true. So they could take me away, but it's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with this information. So I need your help. Please help me expose this DCYF issue, and please come meet with me. Let's work together. Let's go down to the State House right now. Pretty soon they're going to go on break for the summer here in Rhode Island. And if you're not here in Rhode Island, you can send them emails, and I can give you the link to the emails. You can just Google Rhode Island General Assembly. And yes, I will take my hat off if you donate $20 to me on Patreon, so I can, I don't know, shoot, $20, $20. Give me $20 on Patreon, and I will take my hat off. And I don't do creepy tricks for free, all right, buddy? But yeah, I need your help. Thank you for all the people that have been coming down to the State House. And any questions from anybody besides Schaefer there, I will field them if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I'll just sign off. But just wanted to let you know that pedophilia is still going on. Satanic abuse is still going on, according to even the BBC. And we have missing children. As I said, Trista Pickla, head of DCYF here in Rhode Island, she says 20 to 25 kids go missing every single day, and we don't know how many don't come back. So to me, that's a huge problem, all right? She has all these. It's funny because at the other night with the hearing DCYF, She knew all these facts about all these different things, but she didn't know how many people didn't get fired over the little kid dying, and she didn't know how many missing kids don't come back on April 4th. So weird, right? And so you got it all over the place. You got it with the Franklin cover up and everywhere. But Art, you're the man. Thank you. What do you think happens to Julian Assange of WikiLeaks? Yeah, that's a great question, Shannon. You know, so that question actually goes to a bigger question, which is, what the hell is Trump thinking, right? Because Trump may have not even won the damn election if it wasn't for Julian Assange exposing what was in the WikiLeaks. And now what did he do that was illegal? What did he do that was illegal? He just took information and gave it to other people. As far as I know, like the New York Times, Washington Post, Fox News done way worse. And these guys at WikiLeaks have never, you know, and I honestly think that my opinion is it might not even make a difference at this point what happens to Julian Assange, unfortunately, because Julian Assange was in the embassy for like 7 years. And there was also a mainstream news report, and it's obviously impossible to diagnose somebody. I believe the individual was a psychologist. It's obviously impossible to diagnose somebody that you haven't seen from over a TV screen. But he said that Julian Assange had huge traumatic problems going on, psychological problems. Because when you're locked up for 7 years in a small place, that's not really good for you. And you don't have much human contact, and you're under a microscope, cameras are everywhere. So I feel really bad for Julian Assange, and we should all pray and hope, but more than just pray, we should take peaceful action. We should write our congressmen, our senators, and let people know about not just Julian Assange, but the rampant pedophilia and human trafficking that's going on. And it's so funny that the people that lie about weapons of mass destruction, the people that lied about 9/11, people that lied about the first Gulf War and the babies in incubators, all the people that get all their money from these corporations and big pharma, they lie and lie and lie and lie and lie, and they get away with it. Nobody gets in trouble. But Julian Assange just exposes facts, and now he's caught up out there. So any other questions, I'll take them. If not, I'll sign off. Again, I just want to let you know that it's really weird because we've got satanic ritual abuse going on to this day, reported by the BBC. Then we have the NCCL and the ACLU saying, you know, we'll make a stand for pedophilia, but we won't make a stand for minorities expressing their First Amendment right. So, anyways, I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for sharing. Now you guys know, anybody that wants, and you know, I guess I will address this last thing, too, because I said I wasn't going to comment on Schaefer, but you know what? This is a good point right here. He says, I'm pimping myself out. Yeah, I am, because guess what? I bet you work, unless you work for yourself or you invented something or you did something really cool, then you're pimping yourself out too. You're working for a job. You're working probably for a corporation. What do you do for a living, Schaefer? I guarantee you're pimping yourself out too. So guess what? Yeah, I will pimp myself out. But guess what I will pimp myself out for? I will pimp myself out for demanding the truth on where the hell these missing kids go and child trafficking. I will go out and demand the truth from the real power structure. That's what I'm pimping myself out for. I'm pimping my ass out for the truth. I'm not ignoring you, bro. So if I'll tell you what, I don't like, and the reason I really don't ask for donations is because there's plenty of more cool things that people give some money to my boy Justice out in Ghana and help him out. You know what I'm saying? Help my boy Cat in South Africa get his visa so he can come here, because this guy's brilliant, right? Help the real victims of ritual abuse. So yeah, I am pimping myself out. But if somebody has more than enough money and they've already donated to somebody else, yeah, send me some money. And guess what? Maybe I'll start pimping, because the more money I'll get in donations, I'm actually right now, because I don't like asking for donations, I'm trying to think of like a product. Maybe you guys could help me, or something I can do to sell, because I don't like asking for donations, but I would much rather, and this is the final thing I'll say unless anybody's got any legit questions, I would much rather pimp myself out for having you guys hook me up with something so I can go out and expose the satanic ritual abuse, so I can expose the power structure and actually try to do something about this, and I have, and I can go into explaining that too, rather than go out there and work for a security job or a restaurant or a retail place or a bank, because that's what I have to do to get money. If I had enough money, if I could even make like legit $12 an hour, if I could make $12 an hour, which is nothing, if I could make $12 an hour doing the evolution, I would do it. I would quit my real job and focus entirely on this. That's my goal, that's my dream, but I don't ask for donations like that because that's not what this is about, right? There's more important things. But if there's rich people out there that have enough money and they've donated to the important things, and you want to give me a couple bucks on my Patreon, $1 a month on my Patreon, cool. That would be awesome because, shoot, if I had everybody on my Facebook, my 5,000 friends and my, 1,300 followers give me $1 a month or even 50 cents a month on Patreon, then I could quit my job and I could do this full time, and I would promise you guys, and you guys, I might not be the best brother, I might not be the best son, I might not be the best friend in the world, but I'll tell you, I'm one of the best damn evolutionaries, and if I could work 40 hours a week on this, then shoot, I'd be a lot more effective. So anyways, that's that. Please share the information. Don't even have to share this video, but just share the fact that, hey, these people are trying to normalize pedophilia, and probably call your local ACLU and say, hey, why aren't you supporting Auditing America, Enrique Anselmo Morales Torres, and why are you supporting pedophiles? Maybe ask them, and maybe we'll get somewhere, because these people need pressure on them. And thank you so much, and you guys have a great Saturday.